Okay, we're back bringing you Chaos March action. We had a new player come on, and we're always glad to see that, so we wanted to make sure they had the information that they needed about the game, so we took a brief little break. But here we go once again in the Chaos March. This is a replay of the map TC Lunacy from last weekend. This is map 4. The defenders are up 2-1, so if the blue team defenders win, it's the campaign's over. Where they're headed, this tunnel, there was a fight down here. It was a good, interesting fight, but it was something, there were a number of issues with it, so ultimately I made the call after thoughtful consideration throughout the week to replay this match. The two teams have been told for this match that they are not to stay down here longer than a certain, for the entire match. Right now, I was helping that. I helped the team that you see down here put together that list and gave them some instructions, and so they're using their fast assets to go through here and make sure that the enemy doesn't come down into it. And right now, you can see that there's a whole nother section of the tunnel that wasn't part of the engagement last weekend. The two teams have got a lot of distance, and now that we've had first contact where the teams have hit each other, you see that we have no more holds. We have a large 9-player versus 9-player battle. We were expecting a 6v6, but at a certain point you just need to get in and play. So right now we're seeing the two teams exchanging long range right now. Both teams I think are pretty even skill-wise. Wolverine's Rebirth are playing as their faction, the Scythe Protectorate. They are the defenders of their factory world in a coup right now, and opposing them are parts of SJ and KOS and 12th VR and some mercenaries as the Tikonov attackers. And we started at officially 9979, so the match will end at 9949 or earlier. The objective here is for the two teams to wipe out each other, and all of the assets are carrying in this match, so you have to kill all the other stuff because they're yeah. Anyhow, we're gonna have a long-range battle here, so I'm gonna try and switch the camera angle around a bit. Burner may or may not be live streaming this, so if he is, be sure to check the show notes for his possible video. Two teams exchanging long-range firepower and are in a bit of a hurry right now to hit each other. The red team has some range. Originally, the red team was going to utilize 2 Eponas as part of their list and go a bit more close range, but the faction leader decided to give them a bit more range, and that was the correct decision right now because the two teams are just plastering away at each other from distance. Each team has 3 Hephaestuses, 2 UAC 5s, and 2 machine guns on that. Good speed, but you're not going to be doing a whole lot with weapons-wise. You can see that Phylex over there, I believe in a Black Lantern, and Silvercraft with the Hephaestuses are trying to move up to put a bit of pressure on the Scythes. Teams are trading firepower really well right now, and let's take a look over here as they flank. They're trying to catch Gnome, and Angry Egg Roll. Get them out of the long-range battle right now. You can see that Burner's got plenty of firepower over here with the Nova Cat and the Ryokins, so the little Hephaestuses and the Black Lantern are going to have to be careful here. Excuse me, those are the 2 Black Lanterns and the Hephaestus. Silver may have some connection issues at some point as they battle. I'm trying to give you an angle to see most of the fight. I think this is the most interesting part of the fight right now, where you see the fast stuff trying to go after the slow stuff. But anyway, the original idea was the 2 Eponas and the Black Lanterns would do this, run into the enemy team, circle strafe them, kill an asset or 2, and go from there. You can see that the blue teams, the Scythe Protectorate forces have split off a little bit, send their fast assets out there. We're having some connection issues a little bit as we were pushing the server really hard here. Ben and the Silvercraft are trying to get away. way. Two teams are battling. They're trying to get those Hephaestus down as the rest of their forces are coming up. Plenty of direct fire weaponry here for the Scythe Protectorate to take down some of their forces. They are sticking up on the hill, even though it looks like the two teams can see each other. They can't. In this particular case, it looks like we've had either a disconnect or a death. So if either way right now, the Blakist forces are, excuse me, Blakist, the Tikonov task force forces are down a mech. And Bob is one of the ones that's had the connection issues. We still wanted to have him come play, so we gave him an invitation to use the Hephaestus, which is the lightest thing that's out on the field for that team right now. So he's trying to contribute the best he can during the battle. We are around the maximum number of players that we'll see when we're this heavily based with our European players. We're at 18, which 20 is about where you start seeing performance issues with servers. No matter how good they are, the netcode starts getting beat. You can go up to 28 players, and we have on the server before successfully, but for today, probably about as big of a match as you're going to see. And the two teams are doing an excellent job of trading firepower, and it looks like that somewhere else on the map, the Scythe forces lost two of their assets. So we're getting the clan Tikonov attackers are getting a little bit of an advantage here, but I still think there's enough firepower with the Blood Asp, the Nova Cat. The two lists are rather similar, the Blood Asp and the Nova Cat and the Uzil. Now, because this and that Ryokan A is very powerful, 4 MPLs in a cold map plus an LRM-15 rack. Thank you very much. I'll take that anytime. Some sort of Puma. That's the UAC-10 and 2 heavy medium laser Puma. So there's still enough firepower on the field for the Scythe Protectorate to come back and take this. They're trading very favorably and may even get a kill over here as their 3 of their large forces are taking fire on the Hephaestus. Ben trying to get away a little bit. You can see they're trading heavily with rats. They probably will get a kill here, I think. They're trying to get those assets down over there. They've slowly trying to get within range of their forces. You can see just an outstanding crossfire by Scythes right now. They're firing from 4 different directions, and if you're down in that valley right now, it can be a bit hard to get away. We're not going for a 30-minute battle here, I hope, but if we do right now, the red team can afford to have a loss, a death, and still come out okay. You can see Phylex is chasing out some things with his lantern, kind of realizing it's a bit of a mistake. Now that he's got 4 things hitting on him, he's surprised he didn't go in the tunnel, honestly. I mean, but let's follow him. Okay, there's the death. Not sure what that was. Maybe they were just trying to buy time for the other assets to get around. Anyhow, they lost a lantern, 55 tons. Not the end of the world, but their other assets are getting pretty heavily beat up. So you're going to see the Tikonov forces. Nope, okay, we're all tied up there. That was what I was going to mention, that their forces are pretty beat up. They immediately get another kill, however. So they still have 1 asset advantage, although Alien Pickle is getting pretty heavily beat up. That's an Ares tank down there for Alien Pickle, so he can take a pretty good amount of damage. But as you can see, when you have 4 assets focusing on you, it's a bit difficult. Excellent battle so far. The two teams now down to 6v6, and you can see a lot of their assets. 3 of their assets are the Hephaestuses, so the Scythes definitely have the advantage. Hardware-wise now, it depends on how organized the Tikonov can be and how undamaged Invictus and Proxima are, because those are going to be the 2 assets they're going to have to battle against Ivan and Angry Eggerol. So it's basically down to the Blood Asps and as they lose Silvercraft, so they've lost the Hephaestus. So now the Tikonovs will have to push at some point to force a fight. The blue team now will probably head into the tunnel, possibly, or close in to fight. They have the Uzil and the Puma, which match up pretty well with the remaining Hephaestus. You'll notice that they are both teams are pretty beat up. 5 assets remaining for each team. Proxima and Invictus will have to come back and fight very hard, and at a minimum take down Ivan or Burner if they're going to have a chance here. The main thing here is the two teams now have the same number of carrying assets, so they're going to be playing defensively a little bit. At this point, we've had enough of an engagement that, in my opinion, as the supervisor, if one of the teams went into the tunnel to force the other team to fight, that would probably be okay. But I think we're going to see one of the teams push eventually here, and it's going to come down to who has the better line. If the red team were to push right now, they could probably take on those assets, but you can see now that the Burner and the Puma are now in range to back up. The two teams are pretty heavily damaged. Bob and Shooter are pretty banged up. Proxima and Invictus are pretty fresh. Egg Roll's taking some damage. Ivan's probably the most beat up of the remaining large assets. You can see now that they've taken down Proxima, so the blue team should be able to wrap up here unless the remaining Hephaestus can get in and quickly get a kill. I just don't think there's enough firepower right now. A very interesting battle, a hell of a battle. But Invictus is really the only thing left on the field for the Tikonov attackers that has enough firepower, and they're just going to keep trading with Ivan and Burner and Egg Roll still alive, and Serpentis. I believe that we're just going to wrap this up. This will close out the campaign for the Scythe Factory World. I don't know if we wouldn't have had the replay if there would have been a victory for the Tikonov attackers on map 5, which would have been Desert. But ultimately, it looks like a fair match. I'll talk to the faction leaders, and we'll see if there's any issues. But I just don't know. I just don't know till we talk. I think that it'll stand, and we thank you for watching the Chaos March Network. In 3, 2, 1, the coup is turned back, and Scythe's Factory World lives to stay another day in the possession for Burner and his team. And we thank you for watching as we close out the campaign 150 and move into campaign 151. This is Duelist, and we will see you next time on the Chaos March Network. Thank you for watching.